Hello everybody, Texas De La Rosa here, and welcome to my channel. I am so excited to be here. This is my first YouTube video for my personal kind of blog or vlog or whatever you want to call this. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and I'm just so excited to start sharing all of my beauty tips and skin tips and just everything that I find fascinating in the world. And that's why I wanted to start this channel with you guys here on YouTube. So for those of you that don't know me, I am a makeup artist. I got into makeup about 20 years ago, mainly do a lot of production work, film, television, things like that. And in my makeup career, it kind of evolved into skincare and laser and permanent makeup and removals and all kinds of things like that. And then along the way, I started working in podcasting and doing podcasts with people. And let's see, what else do I do? And then, I'm an educator. So I also teach everything that I do. So everything that I do work in a med spa. So I work in a med spa in Buda, Texas, right south of Austin. And so I do lots of things there, lots of stuff skin related. So I wanted to start this channel so that I could start talking about all the things that I find fascinating, all the products that have worked for me over the years, tips and tricks with makeup, things like that. So this is my first video. So guys, welcome and bear with me because I didn't even know really what to talk about today. So I actually got on online and asked for help. So I was like, hey guys, I'm starting a YouTube channel. What are some questions? When we started when I started kind of getting more into doing videos, it was really kind of when the pandemic happened in 2020. I realized that I was so busy usually beforehand that I didn't really, I wanted to do this, but I didn't have the time to do it. And then when, COVID happened, we were kind of in lockdown and everything was just kind of stopped. And I realized, man, I have all this information from, being an educator for years and teaching makeup and teaching permanent makeup and laser and all these things that I had stuff to share. And so I have a hashtag called Texas Shares. So check it out, Texas Shares. You can look me up and look up most of my videos. If you type that in, there's a lot of my stuff from Facebook and Instagram. And when I started doing videos, I didn't really know how they would go. And then I decided to start my own private group about permanent makeup because I had all this knowledge and I wanted to help people because I thought, well, if I'm not really doing any work and no one's doing work, at least I can actually maybe help people just learn tips and tricks and things to get better at their craft. And so it kind of turned into this thing where now my private group I think we almost have 5,000 people in the group now, 4,900. And it's crazy because I didn't expect that to happen. And so I had people asking to do more and more videos. And so I got a little bit more, I got at ease with being in front of the camera and not having just like little pop-ons like I did with Rooster Teeth, and I would pop in and pop out. And it wasn't like all focused on me. These are more focused on me. And so it was a little bit more kind of a little bit scary, I think, at first, but here I am. So again, so bear with me, and we're gonna do some Q&A. That's kind of how it started with my first videos in the group. And so I hope that you guys find this stuff fun and interesting. And if you're a permanent makeup artist or a makeup artist, this is going to be a channel for you. If you're someone that is a beauty lover, just for products, I'm a product junkie, so I love products. So I'll be doing, reviews on things, that products that I use, medical grade, and also because I had some people asking about stuff that would be over the counter. So like some of your stuff that you can get from like your drugstores. So I will definitely be going over things like that. So anyways. So again, so for anyone who again just forgot again or just didn't hear it, listen again, my name is Texas De La Rosa, and you can always check out any of my information on my website at texasdelarosa.com if you are interested in getting information on makeup and things like that. The school that I work for, I am a founder, co-founder actually with my friend Monica Davidson for BCI, Beauty Cosmetic Institute, and then my private group for permanent makeup artists and Facebook is called Cosmetic Tattoo Professionals. We also have both of those on Instagram and on Facebook as well. So check us out if you are a permanent makeup artist or someone that is in laser or things like that. So, all right. So again, I'm going to go into the questions and find some questions that people asked because I needed some help because I was like, I don't even know what to talk about. It's my first video and I just don't want to stand up here rambling. So, okay. So this is one of the first questions I got on. This is from Instagram. How did you get started in the business and when? Okay. This is a really interesting story because I know that a lot of people that get into the beauty industry, they may have always kind of wanted to go into that world. I have lots of friends that like, they'll say, oh, my daughter or my son just loves makeup and loves hair. And we kind of always knew that was what he's going to do. I've always loved everything beauty. I've loved dyeing hair. One of my good friends, his mother was had a hair salon when I was younger, and so we would go and I would always just kind of like hang out and watch them do stuff. And I had friends that were hairstylists, and so I've always been kind of in that world. As even a young kid, I was always dyeing my hair at 14, 15, 16 years old and doing stuff. And so that kind of morphed into doing my friend's makeup for this and that and whatever. So I was always kind of loving the beauty world, but I didn't really know it was going to be a job. And I didn't really know it could be actually something that could be lucrative. And so my first major gig that I ever did that really kind of got me in the business and really solidified my world and what I wanted to do with it was when I got into it was a charity event actually. Oh gosh, this was crazy. So I was with a friend of mine. His name is David Lindsay, and we were working at it was the Houston Tertillion College here in Austin, Texas, and it was for the Austin Battered Women's Shelter. We had donated our time, and I was just going as an assistant, like just kind of to clean his brushes and just do whatever. I wasn't really trying to even do any makeup that day. And I remember that they had makeup companies come in and donate these the makeup. They had little kits for everybody. And so they had hairstylists doing blowouts and all kinds of fun stuff. And so these ladies came in and they were like, the ladies running it, they were like, oh, you're here. Where's the rest of your team? And we were like, what do you mean rest of your team? And they were like, oh, well, there's like 200 something people here looking to get their makeup done. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And my friend David was like, you're going to be doing makeup with me. And I was just so scared. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be the worst. I know, because I'm an artist and I've always been kind of good at playing with makeup, but I had never really like put that knowledge to use on a real person. And so, I mean, if I did my friend's makeup and it sucked, they didn't care, but this is a totally different situation. These are people that are, wanting to get makeovers. And so I was really shook. And so I just put a chair next to his and I didn't really know what brushes were used for. It was just a hot mess. And so I would just follow his lead and I would look over and be like, okay, he's using that brush for this part of the eye. And, it was just one of those funny situations. But, at the end of the day, it became a really cool situation to be a part of this, this organization that was helping people feel better about themselves. And that kind of really called to me because I realized that this is something that I could do and make money off of and then really help people. And not many people have jobs that they really help people with. I mean, there's a lot of people that do, but you know what I mean? Like a lot of people just go to work and make money and they leave. But this was like a passion situation. Like I was like, okay, this is actually making me feel really good about what I'm doing and that I can help people feel good just with makeup. And some people may say that's silly. Oh, it's just makeup. But makeup is kind of like war paint for some people. It's how it's their mask sometimes, and not in a bad way, but it's like that thing that makes them feel better, that they can go and face the world. And some of these ladies needed that. Some of these ladies needed that help, that little oomph, that little extra click to get where they're going and feel better because of, situations of being, a spousal abuse and things like that. So it was really cool to see them feel good after doing something for them and then just them feeling pampered. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, everybody knows that when you go get your hair cut or you get a blowout or you get your nails done, you feel better, right? Get a facial, things like that. So it was really nice to get in that world and get people kind of excited about that they look pretty and they feel pretty, and some of these people had broken spirits. And so it was really nice. And so that was kind of how I got into the industry. And that's what really kind of solidified my want to help people was because of that actual event. And so I think I was really young. I think I was maybe 20 or something, maybe even younger than that. And I knew that was something I wanted to do. And now I'm 42 and I've been doing it for, 20 plus years, So it took me a long time to get where I am now in my career, where I get to kind of work and do what I want to do and I don't look for clients anymore. But it's definitely something that I worked really hard to get to. And so, yeah, it's been something that's been, again, that's not really a normal story for a lot of people. It just kind of fell in my lap, I guess I should say. So I didn't really know that's what I wanted to do. But again, it became this thing that it is now. And with a career for running for 20 years and working for companies like Netflix and, Warner and HBO and doing crazy stuff and, Rooster Teeth, just doing stuff for, Comic Con and just being all over the world, working in Miami, working in New York, working in LA, just getting to do what I do has been really awesome, so destination weddings like Port of Vallarta and just getting to travel and be with It's just really interesting. Like I just today actually, today being the it is the 14th. Texas Monthly is a magazine that I worked for recently, and they just uploaded photos of Robert Earl Keen, who is this legendary singer who is retiring from the music industry, and after being in it for so long, and I got to work with him a couple of months ago, and he was the feature, and I got to work with the amazing photographer Dan Winters, who if you see any of his work, gosh, it's just so amazing, and so getting to work with these two legends in the industry, that was just my day. That's just kind of how my day rolls. I could be working on a show in Houston for Netflix, and then the next day I'm working on laser and lasering someone's face, and then the next day I'm doing makeup for Robert Earl Keen or some singer or whatever, and for a magazine, and then the next day I'm tattooing or tattooing someone's lips, or the next day I'm doing laser hair removal. So it's my days are always so interesting, but it is quite fun. So yeah, so that's how I got into it. So that is a great question. So thank you for asking. Okay. Let's see here. Makeup tips for men, natural looks. Guys, I love doing makeup on myself very minimally. And it's funny because a lot of people think that I probably wear a lot more makeup just because I am a makeup artist. And when you see my kit sometimes, they're like, oh my God, you have everything. You must love make. I love doing like the bare bone minimum for me on myself as far as wearing makeup because I don't like makeup on my face. I know it's kind of funny. And a lot of people are like, wow, I would have thought you were just like, lashes and all this. So I like to keep it very simple when it comes to men's makeup. Meaning I usually will use Bare Minerals foundation because it's a powder foundation and a lot of men just don't want that kind of sticky or tacky feel on their face. So a good moisturizer, prepping the skin, doing a little of the Bare Minerals, really focusing kind of in the T-zone area, really just kind of getting rid of redness and kind of the irritation sometimes around the nose. That's where I like to focus on myself. I usually get a lot of redness in my T-zone area too here. I think I have some mild rosacea situations going on. So sometimes it has flare-ups and I get really dry and itchy. So I'll have to put moisturizer on, but I don't like to have a lot of product on my face because then my face feels like it's not breathing. So Bare Minerals is one of my favorite foundations. And I like the matte formula. Don't get the original. The original has a little bit of a luminosity to it, which is great for the for people that want that look. But for me, I like to keep it kind of matte, so not so shiny. So I will do the matte Bare Minerals. But I have recently been trying new liquid foundations just because I was bored and I wanted to buy some stuff and just see if I liked it. So I recently got the new Triclone foundation by House Labs by Lady Gaga, which I'm absolutely obsessed about. So get ready for a video coming with that. It's going to be really cool. I got the Jones Road with the foundation. It is supposed to be just like a really simple kind of foundation, kind of minimal cream foundation that you can put on with just your fingers. And then I also am going to be trying out I think it's called Skin Perfect. It's the Sephora brand, their new line. I had somebody ask me to try that, so I've got some videos coming in, and I'll be doing the videos, and I'll be doing the makeup on myself, so you can see how minimal it is. And so again, minimal, moisturizer, a little bit of foundation, and then guys, I promise you, the one thing that I will do when I am like needing to look like I kind of did something is I'll do brow gel. I have gotten older, and I've started losing some hair in spots. I haven't tweezed this one crazy. I don't know why it just grows this way now, but I used to have really big, full brows, and now at 42, they're looking a little bit crazy and sparse. So I do a little brow gel, but that's it. I keep it really simple. Sometimes I'll even just do concealer here and here, and then a little under my eyes. I've always battled dark circles, and so I didn't put anything on my face today because I wanted y'all to see what I look like normally on camera. So then when I look good for my next video, you'll get to see what I'm doing. But I always have dark circles under my eyes, just hereditarily. That's kind of what I've always had to deal with. So that's really my focus, is I kind of focus more on this area here and not so much on my cheeks and everything like that. And sometimes I don't mind having a little bit of a glow on my skin if I'm running around and stuff like that. I think that sometimes if you're too matte, sometimes it looks a little crazy. So that's it. Applying the makeup. I like to use my hands a lot of times on myself. Obviously on clients, I really don't like using my hands because that's, I think, unsanitary sometimes. So I like using my hands though, because I feel like I can kind of get in there and meld it in because I'm a little bit drier. So I feel like sometimes I need a little bit more coverage. And so sometimes with the finger, it just feels better for me. So that's how I apply that. Oh, and I also am a huge chapstick fan. I have millions of chapsticks everywhere. This is one of my favorite ones. It's Poppy Pout. I love this one. My boss got me this one, and I love the packaging on it because it is all cardboard, so it's like recyclable, and it's just amazing. So I'm gonna put some of that on right now because my lips are always so dry. So, love this stuff. So yeah, I'm a chapstick junkie. I know that there's other people like me out there, so that's my thing too. So chapstick, little concealer, or a little powder, and then I'm good to go. Okay, cool. So let's see here. Okay, let me look at this question. Okay. What is one of your biggest accomplishments in your career? Whew, I that's a lot because I've done so many things, and I'm proud of all the things that I do. You know, it's kind of funny because I sometimes don't feel like I have like, again, like my jobs are so crazy and they're so far and you know different, and you know there's it's like one spectrum to the other spectrum, and so it's hard sometimes for me to say. Actually, I had someone ask me the other day, like, what do I love doing more? Do I love doing permanent makeup or laser? And I really didn't have an answer because I love doing them all. I mean, I don't do things I don't love to do. So if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. I'm at a point in my career where I don't like doing it. I'm not going to do it. So that's kind of crazy. What is my, I guess, accomplishments? A couple of things come to mind when I'm answering this. One of them was being, I think it was 2012, which I was 2012. I was 32. Yeah, 32. Maybe. I was born in 1980. I am not a mathematician, guys. Oh, Lord. I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm going to get reamed for this one. I don't even know. So, yeah, 2012. Yeah, I would have been, because 1980. Yeah. Yeah, I would have been, yeah, I would have been 32. All right. Anyways, so 2012, I know that I was in the SPD, the Society Press Design Annual, and I got to be in it twice, which is a really, really big deal. It is kind of a homage to all photographers, makeup artists, you know, whatever, what have you, and just their accolades of what they've done makeup wise. And I was in it twice for two different situations, for two different photo shoots done for the All Call Day, I believe, which is the UT Alumni Magazine. And so that was a really cool thing to see. And in fact, I didn't even know I was in it. And someone actually sent me the link to it. And they were like, oh my God, you got to buy this. You're in it. And I was like, what? And then my mom bought it. And it was this crazy big deal. And, you know, I've been published in so many different things. And so that was a really cool situation to be noticed and by my peers, and being, you know, that it was something that, you know, it wasn't like a local situation. It was that's a global situation. That's like GQ. There's, you know, different magazines and all kinds of stuff. So that was really, really interesting and really cool to be in, and to be in it twice. So that was really cool. So the Society Press Design Annual. And then probably just the most recent thing that I'm so proud of in my career is being a co-founder of a school. You know, education has always been something that I have felt has been a passion for me too, because I love sharing everything. That's where the Texas Shares came from. That hashtag is that I don't like to keep things in my pocket and hide them from people. I'm not one of those people that when I'm using a highlighter or this brush or this product, that I'm not going to tell people what it is because it's my secret or whatever. I tell everybody. I tell everybody what it is, where I bought it, how much it was, got it on Amazon, this or whatever. And that's how I roll. I don't like to hide things from people, and I feel like there's room at the top of the mountain for everybody. And so that's not how I roll. So yeah, you know, I've always loved sharing things. And so for me, being able to be a co-founder of a school and starting a school, and I've worked for other schools, but I was never like I was from they started, and then I started wings of them and doing different things. But but this is like from the ground up, and it's my baby, and my partner's baby, Monica Davidson. So we are, it is our child. We just got our keys just a few weeks ago, and into our building. And so we're so excited to start helping people that are in the career. You know, the thing with educating too with me is that I'm 42 now, and I've been in this industry for so long. I feel like it's really important to give back and to also tell people about all my fails and all the things that I didn't do right, and things that I have learned not to do, or learned because of making mistakes or doing things wrong. And that way you don't make those mistakes, and you can prosper and get better and do things, differently. So that's a big thing for me too. So I think that's probably one of my biggest accomplishments, more recent, is just being a co-founder of Beauty Cosmetic Institute. That's a really, and actually named the school. That's so I came up with it. So yeah, so it's been pretty cool. So. All right. Okay, let me look and see if I can see some other ones. I'm only going to answer a couple more because I don't want to bore you guys, but I hope that this gets things started for you guys and you can kind of start seeing what type of person I am. Let's see here. Okay, that's I have been posting like a crazy person. Here we go. There we go. Okay. All right. See what kind, this is fun. What kind of music do you like to listen to while you're working and why? Okay. This is definitely going to be funny because anyone that knows me knows that usually when I'm working, I'm a huge Lana Del Rey fan. And so, in fact, my car's name is Lana Del Ride. Yes, it is. So I'm a huge fan of Lana Del Rey, and so I always listen to Lana, Rihanna. It's funny because you'll walk into the spa and where I work, and there'll be like spa music, or like whatever that music. My boss has like jazz stuff playing, whatever, and then you walk into my room, and my room is like sometimes it'll be again Lana, sometimes it'll be Nine Inch Nails, sometimes it'll be Pearl Jam, sometimes it's Alice in Chains, sometimes it's Fleetwood Mac. So I'm all over the place, but I find that music is definitely something that I have to have when I'm working because if I don't have music, then my day sucks. When the internet goes out or something's crazy in my building, it's like the worst because I feel like music definitely helps me stay in my creative zone. And when I'm working, depending on what I'm doing that day, and many times I'm having to do like, tattooing and, faces, lips, things like that, brows, eyes, things like that. I need to have those creative juices going so that I just can make things better. So yeah, that's something. So it is quite funny to hear that because a lot of people may see me at face value and see the black scrubs that I'm wearing and all the things in the beauty industry and may think that I'm listening to some things. And then it's like, again, Rooster from Alice in Chains pops on and I'm like, okay, I'm obsessed with Lithium, the Lithium channel on Sirius XM. So Kat Corbett, I love her. Grant Random. I'm all about that. I just instantly go back to 1995 when I was 15 and just pissed off and mad at everybody. I don't even know why, and wearing big, extra large flannels and just, had the butt cut hair. It was right down the middle and, straight down. All the kids had. Yeah, I just instantly go back there, and those were good days, good times. So good times. Okay. What do I do for fun when I'm not working? I'm going to be honest here in the past couple of years. And again, maybe it was because of COVID, starting, I honestly just haven't really been, as wild as I used to be. I used to love to go downtown. I used to love to go to the bars and I used to love to go, just mingle and, hang out with my friends and do things. And now I'm a really big homebody. I love being at home. I love, cooking. I love watching movies, hanging with the boo. His name's Aaron. We watched Harry Potter all day today because it was rainy and kind of just all outside all day. So we've been like on a Harry Potter marathon. And so we've been watching Harry Potter all day, but like I love just being at home. I honestly for fun, I love watching anime. I'm a huge anime nerd, so like that may be also something that throws people for a loop because they're like, "What?" Yeah, I love anime. I draw anime. I've always been, and I love animation, and so that's something that I'll watch stuff. And so, yeah, that's pretty much kind of where I like to kind of my world will, if I'm just chilling at home, that's what I'm usually watching is some sort of anime or like scary stuff. I love scary movies. I love scary shows. I'm a huge Mike Flanagan fan. I love all his work. We just watched the The Midnight Club not too long ago. And just, God, that was such a great show. And I cannot wait. I hope there's a season two. Please be a season two because we need it. So good, so good. But I love scary stuff. Haunting a Hill House, huge fan. I love Shudder, the Shudder app, because I even love the old scary movies, like even the crappy ones. And, Aaron will just look at me like, oh God, what are we watching? But I'm like, I love it. So that for me is also a good way to decompress. I like to do things that take me out of my world because my job is quite stressful. The things that I'm doing are quite stressful. Having to tattoo people, is stressful stressful, doing some of the things like removal that I do, laser removals and stuff like that. It's really stressful on me mentally and physically as well. So when I get home, I like to just kind of like get out of that zone and just be like, okay, I'm gonna, watch something scary and get my mind out of it. So, okay. What is one of your pet peeves? I've got so many. I've got so many. It's so funny because going back to lithium, I was driving Aaron downtown last night, and I was coming back home because I didn't want to go out, and I just wanted to watch movies and stay in bed. I was listening to Lithium, and I can't remember who it was that was on. It might have been Cat Corbett or Madison. I can't remember, but she was saying how I look like I talk about them like I know them, but I feel like I listen to them so I know them. She was like, she said something, and I can't remember what it is, but she has a it's not a phobia, but it's like a thing with sounds, like constant sound, like smacking and things like that. And it kind of made me think, oh my God, I think I have that because little things that like if I hear ticking, tick, 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 like if it's like quiet in the, in the house and I hear like a clock, that the batteries have to come out. I can't handle that. Or if I hear like a drip in the sink, it just even when people clap sometimes, like I'm just like I don't even know what it is. Like the constant noise just makes me crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, so that could be definitely one of my pet peeves is constant noise, or when people are doing stuff like if people are doing like the little if they're doing the click click like that stuff will make me see red. I'll see red and I'll attack. It's just insane. So I don't like that. So that's probably one of my pet peeves. Also, another pet peeve is like cleanliness. I do work in a very sterile environment because of the world that I'm in, and so I get it's kind of a pet peeve. I don't know if it's a pet peeve or just I get grossed out. But when I see like dirty fingernails and like like people not being clean or not like washing their hands after the bathroom and just things like that, like I get really grossed out by that stuff. Like that's an easy way for me to not want to be around you and just be like I am not okay with that. So that is definitely something that's like a pet peeve. So okay, cool. Uh, this right here is a good one. I always have questions about skincare and affordable makeup skincare brands that cover all budgets, plus best places to buy them. Okay, so I'm going to give you two of my favorite lines that I will say. We'll start from the more expensive. We'll go with like Revision from Revision's a Texas-based company, and they are a med grade skincare products. They have a really cool concept because they are kind of no nonsense, and everything is kind of in one bottle. So you're not spending like 180 on a vitamin A and then a vitamin C, another 180, and then 180 on a hyaluronic acid, and then it's like who wants to spend $6,000 on some products that are like this big? So I really do like Revision because they kind of again are like a no nonsense. I am obsessed with their DEJ face nighttime cream. It's got the retinol in it, 0.25%. It's got your peptides. It's just kind of all in one, encompassing, and I love to do that because guys, even though I work in skincare, I'm lazy. I am so lazy with myself. I don't want to sit in the bathroom and do 25 steps before I go to bed, and I tell that to my clients too all the time, and they got kind of, I think some of them get kind of shocked because they when you're it's funny when you're walking a client out and they're just kind of like, oh, here it comes, he's gonna try to sell me the house, and da da da, and then I'm like, just buy this one cream. And they're like, what? He's really just selling me one cream, not the whole, the whole thing. And I tell people I like to keep it simple, man. I'm not that person. I'm just like you guys. Just because I work in this industry and work with skin and work in the beauty industry doesn't mean that again, I like to buy products just because I'm stupid. I'm like, oh, I need that. But I don't really need it half the time. If I were to say buying one good product, that would be one good thing from Revision, the DEJ Night Face Cream. That is just amazing. And again, because it has everything in it. So it's like wash your face, put that on, go to bed. If you want to layer it with a moisturizer, you can. Always wear SPF when you're wearing retinol, guys. Retinol will make your skin more sensitive to sun, so always wear an SPF if you're doing retinols at night. And if you are new to wearing retinols, if you don't, or sorry, using retinols, not wearing them, using them, and you don't know what that is, it's something that helps with cell turnover. So again, we always tell people with like our clients, we're like an onion, so we have layers into our skin, and we're always shedding those layers And so that retinol will help that so that we get those newer cells, that newer skin kind of to the surface. And so we look better and younger. It helps with fine lines, wrinkles, all that kind of good stuff. Now, they have different percentages. So I always say if you're new to this, start at the bottom. Don't use like a 1%. That's too high. It'll burn your face off. I'm also extremely sensitive. Again, I wanted to kind of show you guys my skin today because I actually had a little bit of a flare up this last week where I got red all through here. And, you know, so I've been kind of dealing with that. So I would not be using retinol right now. So, but for me, I do like that product has a 2.25%. So, just a small amount of retinol. And then, you know, you can always boost it up, using it every other night and that sort of thing until you kind of get acclimated to it. So, retinol. So, another good product and one that I'm obsessed with is by Skin Better. Oh my gosh. This is, and DEJ around 150, 160 bucks, and it'll probably last you about 4 to 5 months. So just letting you know if you use it every night. The Alto Defense Advanced. No, the Alto Advanced. Oh, guys, that stuff is a miracle. It is a miracle. It is a miracle. I'm telling you, I've got all my clients on it and they all look like they're 10 years younger. And I'm not even kidding when I say that. It's insane. I did a client's skin not too long ago where we did one IPL, which is a photofacial on her skin for pigmentation. And she started using that product 30 days later. When she walked in, her skin was just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't believe it. She actually bought a series of 6 IPLs to kind of get her through the winter because she was thinking, man, we're going to have to really do some work here, man. We did one and we did two and that was it. And then she like messaged me on, you know, she emailed me and she was like, Texas, I don't think I need any more. And I was like, and I'm looking at her pictures and I was kind of like, I kind of agree with you. You kind of don't. Your skin looks amazing. So that advanced defense, it is just so good. I want to say that is about 180. So the Alto Advanced, let me see here if it's defense. Yeah, it's 185. Amazing, absolutely amazing. You gotta try it. It's so good. When it comes to now, let's go down the little rabbit hole. Let's go to like something you could get at like CVS or Walgreens. And we'll do something different. So, one of my favorite acne creams or gels is the Clean and Clear in the silver bottle, like the silver tube with the purple lid. That's like $6 from Target or CVS. It has a salicylic acid. That is one of my favorite. If I feel a pimple coming on, I will put that on, and it is like it won't come to head. It's perfect. That is an amazing find. It works for pretty much everybody that I tell to go buy it. And I'm sure my boss hates that because we have acne creams that are like $25 or whatever. And I'm like, girl, go buy that one that's $6 over at CVS. You're fine. So that's probably one of my good scores because I really do love that one. And then let's see here. I love the CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser. The CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser. That's one of my favorite facial cleansers, and it's like, $4 or $5, somewhere in that range, from like Walgreens. And it's really gentle, hasn't messed with my face. So again, I have to be really careful. I do have obviously stuff that I buy from our spa, but when I'm traveling and stuff, sometimes I don't do those, and I'll buy the little travels of the CeraVe Foaming Face. That's actually how I found it. Was I bought it at a store when I went to go visit my sister, and she was telling me about it. And so I was like, oh, they have a travel one, I'll buy it. And it was amazing. So, sometimes you find stuff like that and you're like, oh, this is awesome. So, and then I really do like, let's see here. Let me think about something else. What else? Let's do something for the guys. For the guys, and I'm going to go with beard. Okay. Facial cleansers for the beard. All right. So, I don't know if you deal with this, guys, if you're watching, if any guys are watching this, if you deal with dry skin in the beard area. So I have tried, I sometimes will get really dry skin in here, and especially when my beard gets longer, and I'm not exfoliating, I can't get down there as much to get my skin more moisture. I've tried like oils and certain things, and I've gone to like shave, like, what is it that, like, there's like there's a place in the mall for the longest time. I don't know if it's there anymore, but they have like shave stuff, and these oils are like $50 and all this stuff. And I bought them thinking I needed it. And man, a friend of mine told me to try Head and Shoulders for my face. And I was like, what? what? This is crazy. And it's the medical grade. And I can't ever find it in a store, so I have to get it on Amazon. But it's like this medical grade Head and Shoulders. It's in a dark navy bottle with like orange letters on it, and you get the shampoo and the conditioner. And that stuff is, I mean, I think it's called Clinical, and that stuff's amazing. It really does get rid of the dry skin, and like if you feel like you have that dandruff going on, it is amazing. You'll feel it kind of tingle, and because I've tried everything, I've tried like beard washes that are specific with like peppermint oil and blah 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 and all these things. And that Head and Shoulders is cheaper and amazing. So one of my favorites there. And then I am going to throw this in there, even though it wasn't, it's not like a cheap thing, but it's not super expensive. Elta MD, one of my favorite SPFs out there in the market. Elta MD, again, you can't get it online. You have to go into medical spots to get it, but it's just fantastic. I love the sheer. The sheer is one of my favorites. It's SPF 50. It's got 80 minutes of water resistance. It can be used on your face, your skin, your body, wherever. It's amazing. So it's a really, really good product. And I want to say it's around $28, somewhere in that range. So, and the bottle is quite big too as well. So it's a big bottle. That's one of my favorite ones. And it goes good under makeup too. I know that it doesn't give a lot of like that flashback look. And then if you really want to have a nice tinted one, you could do the Elements, which is also by Elta MD. It's SPF 44. It's got 40 minutes of water resistance. It's going to have your hyaluronic acid. And it's got a bit of a matte formula to it, and it's oil free. So one of my favorite tinted SPFs as well. So there's some products for you. And that one's around, I think, $32 or something. So not super expensive. So, okay. So that's some of the things that we're kind of going to go over in my channel. I'll be doing more videos every Monday, or I'll be putting them out every Monday. So just know that this is what the day that you'll kind of expect to see me and new stuff and talking about different products and different things. Guys, I'm going to also be going over, just because I'm a nerd, sometimes shows that I'm watching, this and that. I'd love to get your feedback on things too as well. If you have any products that you love or shows that you love, do you love scary films? Is there something new that you've seen that you love? I'd love to hear about all that stuff. So please leave comments down below. I would love that. And please like and subscribe. Tell your friends to like and subscribe. Right now I have 15 subscribers. So yay to you 15 people. You are my first. And I hope to grow this into something fun that everyone can get something out of. And it's not just like, I didn't want to call this a beauty channel because it's going to be a lot of like, good skincare and beauty tips, but I also want it to be fun and something that, again, can be stuff for guys or people that just, want to talk about other things too as well. Because again, I have a lot of stuff that I like talking about. Like answering the question, like, what is my favorite music? That kind of shows the type of person that I am too as well. So I wanted to kind of share all that with you. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for being a part of my first YouTube video. Again, I hope I wasn't rambling too much. Again, please like and subscribe. And if you need anything, you can always go to texasdelarosa.com. I'm easy to find on social media, Texas De La Rosa, and guys, have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.